Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to study about sequence and series. So AP, GP or any kind of progression we will see. It can be any kind of progression. It need not to be any specific progression. Okay. So first let's study about arithmetic progression. What does that mean? Let's just say my first term is 3. Then my next term is, let's just say, 4. That means the difference is 3 here. So now this difference will remain same. So next term will be 7. Next term will be 10. Next will be 13 and so on. It will keep on going in this manner. So there should be a common difference. So let's just say if my first term is a, so what will be my next term? Next term will be a plus d. So there has to be a common difference. So next term will be a plus d, a plus 2d, and in this manner it will keep on going, right? This is my first term, first, second, right, third, fourth. What will be the nth term? What do you think? If fourth term is a plus 3d, that means one lesser than this fourth term. So this I am writing nth term. So what I will write here? A plus n minus 1 into d. Say yes or no? Fourth term is 3d, one less. So nth term will be one less, a plus n minus 1 into d. So, and what is the d here? D is the common difference. D is known as common difference. Okay. So what will be the nth term? Nth term will be a plus n minus 1 into d. This is your nth term. Okay. So in an AP, these are the terms a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, a plus n minus 1 into d. So what if I need to add all these? I need to do the summation. I need to do the summation. I need to add all these a plus d plus a plus 2d plus, in this manner I need to add all these up, a plus n minus 1 into d. Now what do? I rearrange them in the reverse manner. What I say is that I can write s as a plus n minus 1 into d. Say yes or no? This is my nth term. It would be a plus n minus 1 into d. What would be the term just below this? What would be the term here? It would be a plus n minus 2 into d. Say yes or no? Do you agree to this point? My fourth term is a plus 3d. My second term is a plus 2d. So just one less here, just one less here. N minus 1 minus 1, n minus 1 into d, n minus 2 into d, and like this. And what this term will be? A. So if you add both of them, what it will be? You will get, I am adding both of the equation, 1 and 2. 2s is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. A plus n minus 1 into d. That would be 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Then a plus d plus a plus n minus 2 into d. That would be 2a plus n minus 2 into d plus d. What that would be? N minus 1 into d. So 2a plus n minus 1 into d. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And what is this term? A plus n minus 1 into d plus a. So it would be 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? So 2a plus n minus 1 into d. How much time it is added? It is added n times. It is added n times. 2a plus n minus 1 into d is added n times. If 1 is added n times, what is the answer? N only. If 1 is added 10 times, that means the answer is 10. If 1 is added n times, that means the answer is n. So this much of number is added n times. So n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So what is the total summation? Summation you are getting is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the summation of n terms. N by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. You have to remember it. Okay. If we have seen the derivation, we just reciprocated it. Not reciprocal, we just reversed it and then added it. That's it. Or how we could have added? Look, this is my term. S equals to a plus d, a plus 2d. Now I am assuming my last term to be L. So what will be my second last term? L minus d. And what will be my third last term? L minus 2d. Say yes or no? So basically I need to add a plus d plus a plus 2d plus in this manner L minus 2D, L minus D plus L. Then I need to start from back. So this will be L, L minus D plus L minus 2D, and what this would be? A plus 2D, right? This would be A plus D, and this would be A. So just add them up, add both of the equation. 2s would be equals to A plus L plus A plus L plus A plus L in this manner. How many times it will be added? How many times it will be added? N times, right? So 2s is equals to n into A plus L. It is added n times. A plus L, A plus L, A plus L. It is added n times. So s is equals to n by 2 into A plus L, right? So this is also one of the formula. Both formulas are same only. N by 2 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Now this is written as n by 2 A plus L. What is L? What is the last term? Last term is the nth term. And what is the formula of nth term? Formula of nth term is A plus n minus 1 into D. So what do you get? N by 2, A plus A is 2A plus n minus 1 into D. N by 2, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. The same thing is there. Similar thing like that. Okay. So Sn is n by 2 A plus L. And here Sn is n by 2, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So these are the formulas. In an AP, what is the nth term? A plus n minus 1 into D. What is the summation of first n terms? That is n by 2, 2A plus n minus 1 into D, or n by 2 first term plus last term. That's it. What do you mean by arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean. That means simple average. How do we find the average? These are the terms A1 plus A2 plus A3 till An divided by the number of terms. Divided by the number of terms. That's it. So this is how you find the arithmetic mean. Addition of all the terms divided by number of terms. Right? Let's see some question. The 7th and 21st terms of AP is 6 and minus 22 respectively. Okay. So A plus 6D is 6 and A plus 20D is minus 22. So what do you get? What is the value of D? 14D is equals to minus 28. So D is equals to minus 2. So common difference is D. Common difference is minus 2. What they are asking? They are asking you the 26th term. What will be 26th term? A plus 25D. Right? 26th term will be A plus 25D. And if D is minus 2, put that here. A plus 6 into minus 2 is equals to 6. So A will be equals to 6 plus 12. That is equals to 18. So A is 18 plus 25 into minus 2. So 18 minus 50. So A is minus 32. So okay, wait a minute, sorry. A 26 is minus 32. A is 18 actually. A is 18. A is 18. D is minus 2. So 18 minus 50. A 26 is minus 32. Well and good, very easy, right? Let's see next question. So this is a very important problem. You have to split 74 into 4 parts. 74 into 4 parts. This is very important. You have to split it into 4 parts. In such a manner that all parts are in AP and product of first and last part is 2 less than the product of second and third part. So you have to break it in 4 parts and all parts are in AP. 4 parts all are in AP. So if I break it in this manner, let's just say if I break it in this manner, A plus D, A plus 2D and A plus 3D. Then what they are saying, you have to multiply this and this part and then this and this part. And addition of all these will be equals to 74 because I am breaking 74 only. So 2 equations will be there between A and D and you have to solve those 2 equations and get the final answer. This is what you can do. And the calculation will be very large. Okay. If you multiply, you have to multiply these 2 parts, A plus A into A plus 3D, then A plus D into A plus 2D, and 1 is 2 more than that or something like that. So this will be the equations you will get. You will get one equation in between A and D, then another equation you will get by using this equation, that all addition will be equal to 74. Then you will solve it. So better than that, we will smartly solve it. We will not assume a plus d, a plus 2d and a plus 3d. We will not assume that. We will assume in a manner that addition of all these three is only one variable. Addition of all these four values is only one variable. In that manner we will assume. So how we will assume? Let's just say I assume in this manner that my first term is a minus 3d, my second term is a minus d, my third term is a plus d and my fourth term is a plus 3d. So this is how I will assume, where my first term is not a here, my first term is a minus 3d and my common difference is what? Common difference. My common difference is 2d. Common difference is 2d. What is the difference between these two? How do you find common difference? Let's just say I have a1, I have a2. So common difference would be a2 minus a1. So a minus d minus a minus 3d. So my common difference is 2d. Basically I am adding 2d 2d. A minus 3d plus 2d is a minus d. A minus d plus 2d is a plus d. A plus d plus 2d is a plus 3d. So I am adding 2d 2d 2d. Well and good. Everything is crystal clear. So this is what I will assume. This is the most important part of this problem. Now what they are saying, the product of first and last term. Now see how easy the calculation will be. Product of first and last term, a minus 3d into a plus 3d. First and last term is 2 less than the product of second and third part. Second and third part. This is the second part and this is the third part. So this part is 2 more than this, right? Basically if this part is 15, so this part is 13. So you have to add 2 here so that the equation becomes equal. So a minus 3d into a plus 3d, what that would be? A square minus 9d square, right? Plus 2. A minus d into a plus d, what that would be? A square minus d square. So a square and a square will get cancelled. So what you will get? 8d square is equals to 2. 8d square is equals to 2. A square and a square getting cancelled. 8d square is equals to 2. So d is equals to 1 by 2. So d you are getting is 1 by 2. This is not your common difference. Your common difference is 2d. So what will be your common difference? Common difference. Your common difference is 2d. That means your common difference is 1 now. Okay. So your common difference is 1. And what will be your first term? First term will be a minus 3d. So you need to find the value of a as well. So what you are splitting in? You are splitting 74 into 4 parts. You are splitting 74 into 4 parts. So basically addition of all these is equals to 74. So a minus 3d plus a minus d plus a plus d plus a plus 3d is equals to 74. And basically 3d minus 3d, d and 3d will get cancelled and you will get 4a is equals to 74. So a you are getting as 37 by 2. So a you are getting as 37 by 2. So this is not the first term. This is not the first term. What is the first term? First term. So your first term is a minus 3d. First term is a minus 3d. So a is 37 by 2 minus 3 into d. D value you got 1 by 2. So it will be 37 minus 3, 34 by 2, 17. So your first term is 17 and common difference is coming out to be, that is 2d, that is 1. Common difference is 1. So that means how you will break it? 17, 18, 19 and 20. So this is how it is broken. So this is the answer. Okay. So this is how you solve the problems like this. So if you are, let's just say if you are breaking in 4 numbers, so how did you break? A minus 3d, a minus d, a plus d. So if I ever have to assume 4 number, I will assume these numbers. My target is to make addition should be one variable. Addition of all these is one variable. If I need to assume 3 numbers, so what I will assume? Here what is my first term? First term is a minus 3d and what is the common difference? That is 2d. In 3 numbers what I can assume? I can simply assume a minus d, a and a plus d. With my first term is a minus d and common difference is d. Because a minus d plus a plus a plus d. So what it will be? A one variable only, 3a. If you add these 3, you will get 3a. So I need to frame lesser equations, that's why I am assuming in this manner. If I need to assume 5 variables, 5 numbers, then how will I assume? Simply a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus 2d, and sorry, a plus d and a plus 2d. Because in 5 I can have a middle one, and in the middle I will put a. So a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 2d. With my first term being a minus 2d and common difference being d. Assuming 6 numbers, I cannot put anything in between. So how will I assume? A minus 5d, right? A minus 5d, a minus 3d, a minus d. Next would be a plus d, next would be a plus 3d, and next would be a plus 5d. So with my first term being a minus 5d and common difference being 2d. Say yes or no. So this is how I will make my assumption. I will assume 5 numbers. Okay. We will move to now geometric progression. So talking about geometric progression. So in geometric progression, what happens? Every number is a multiple of the next number. Like if first is 2 and let's just say my second number is 8. So 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. So similarly, let's write it in good manner. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. So 8 multiplied by 4 will be 32. And 32 multiplied by 4 will be whatever it is. 4 2 ja 8, 128. So in this manner it will go. So basically if first term is a and second term is multiplied with r, the third term will be multiplied with another r, fourth term will be multiplied with another r. With the same 4 4 4, fifth term will be multiplied with, sorry, this is the fourth term, this is the first, right? This is second, this is third, fourth, first term, second term, third term, fourth term, this will be ar to the power 3, no? This would be ar to the power 3, this would be ar to the power 4, and this would be fifth term, right? So your first term is a. Common ratio is r. Common ratio is equals to r, because multiplied with r, common ratio is r. So if fifth term is a r to the power 4, what will be your nth term? A r to the power n minus 1. Fifth term is a r to the power 4, so what will be the nth term? A r to the power n minus 1. So nth term, what that would be? A into r to the power n minus 1. This is the nth term, right? So we can see the formulas. No derivation is needed because eventually you have to remember it. You can derive it as well because it is very, very simple. In elementary classes we have studied. So you can do the derivation in the same manner that I have told there. So nth term is a r to the power n minus 1. What is the summation of n terms? That is a into r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1 if your r is greater than 1. And if r is less than 1, then what we usually do? We take minus sign in common, because 1 minus r to the power n divided by 1 minus r. Because I know that if r is less than 1, that means let's just say 1 by 2 to the power 5 it is. N can be any number. So let's just say it is 1 by 2 to the power 5. N will be positive. Certainly n will be positive, right? It will be positive only. Number of terms will be positive only. So 1 by 2 to the power 5, it will be certainly lesser than 1. So if I write 1 by 32 minus 1, I will get a negative value here. Although in the denominator as well I will get the negative value, and negative will cancel out. But still in the denominator I will get 1 by 2, sorry. So still it will be a negative value, and negative gets cancelled out. But still, to write the formula in a better manner, we write in this manner: a into 1 minus r to the power n divided by 1 minus r. So 1 minus 1 by 32 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2. So already minus is cancelled out. So when r is less than 1, we write that in this manner: 1 minus r to the power n divided by 1 minus r. And if r is, and for sum of infinity terms for r less than 1, let's just say my summation is coming something like this: my a is 2 and my r is 2 only, my r is also 2, or you can say my r is 3 to the power n minus 1 divided by 3 minus 1. So this and this is getting cancelled. So my summation is 3 to the power n minus 1. And now if my n is infinity, so 3 to the power infinity minus 1, my summation will be infinity only. But if my r is less than 1, then what will happen? Let's check. So Sn 2, r is less than 1. Let's just say my r is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 to the power n divided by 1 minus 1 by 2. So that would be 1 by 2 only. So 4 into 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power n. So if n is tending to infinity, that means 1 by 2 to the power infinity. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, you keep on doing. 1 by 2 to the power infinity. So 2 to the power infinity is infinity. So it will be 0. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, that will be 0 only. So this value will go to 0 only. So what you are left with? A upon 1 minus r. This value is going to 0. And 1 minus 0 is 1 only. So A upon 1 minus r. So this is the formula we are getting. Okay. A upon 1 minus r, because this r to the power infinity will be 0. Why so? Because r to the power infinity will be 0 for r less than 1, and r to the power infinity will be infinity for r greater than 1, right? What do you mean by geometric mean? In arithmetic mean, what did we do? We added all these and divided by n. Here what we will do, we will multiply all these and power 1 by n. Multiply all these power 1 by n. Okay. And for two terms, what will be your arithmetic mean? A plus b by 2. And for two terms, what will be your geometric mean? Just multiply both of them and power 1 by n. N is 2. So root ab. So this is the arithmetic mean. And one thing is always true, that is am is greater than equals to gm. Okay. You can take any numbers. You can take any number. Your am will always be greater than or equals to gm. You can prove that as well. A plus b by 2 will always be greater than or equals to root ab. How will you prove it? A plus b, just checking it if it is 2. Now do the square on both of the side. A square plus b square plus 2ab is greater than 4ab. So what you are getting here? A square plus b square minus 2ab. A square plus b square minus 2ab is greater than or equals to 0. Or you can say a minus b whole square is greater than or equals to 0. So yeah, this is always true. Any number whole square is always greater than or equals to 0, right? So am is greater than gm. How many natural numbers? This is the question now. It can be from AP as well, it can be from GP as well. So what they are asking, how many natural number between 300 and 400 are multiple of 7? How many natural number between 300 and 400 are multiple of 7? So which is the 300 and 500? Sorry. So which is the first number? Which is the first number who is a multiple of 7 between 300 and 500? So what I will do, I will divide 300 by 7. So what I will get? 7 4 28, 2. So my remainder 7 4 28. So I am left with 20. I need 21 at least. What I am doing? 7 4 28. So I am left with 20, but I need 21 at least. I need 1 here. So that means I need 1 here. So 301. So least number is 301. Then the next number would be 301 plus 7, right? 308. Next number will be 315. And in this manner, what will be the last number? Let's just say I divide 500 by 7. So 7 7 ja 49. 1 0. I need 4 here. If I need 4 here, that means it will be above 500. So 504 will be a multiple of 7, and minus 7 will be also be a multiple of 7, right? 504 minus 7 will also be a multiple of 7. So that would be 497. So 497 is a multiple of 7. Right? So how many numbers are these? So first term is 301. Common difference is 7. This is the nth term. So my nth term is 497. So my first term is 301 plus n minus 1. N I don't know, into d is 7 is equals to 397. So n minus 1 into 7 is equals to 96, right? Am I doing it correct? There is some issue. Okay, not 397, it is 497. So n minus 1 into 7 is 196, right? N minus 1 is n minus 1 is 28. So n will be equal to 29. So total number of terms are 29. And if they had asked the addition, this is what they asked. And if they had asked the addition, what we will do? N by 2, first term plus last term, 301 plus 497. This is what we could have done, and we can get the final answer from here. But this is what they asked, 29 is the answer. Now let's see what they are saying. Two numbers A and B are such that their GM is 20% lower than their AM. Find the ratio between the numbers. So two numbers A and B are such that their GM is 20% lower than their AM. So this is their AM and this is their GM. So GM is 20% lower, that means GM is 80% of AM. Are you getting this point? I got 100 marks, one guy got 80 marks. So what I will say, this guy got 20% less marks than me. That means this guy got 80% of the marks which I got. So root AB into 0.8. So you need to solve this equation. You need to get the ratio of A by B. So A plus B by 2 is equals to root AB into 0.8. Root AB into 0.8. 0.8 can be written as 8 by 5, 8 by 10 or 4 by 5. Right? Now solving this would be, the equation will become tough because you need the ratio, right? So better we have the option, check by option, check by option, check by option, check by option. Which one satisfied? I will first go with 4:1. Why so? Because here there is root AB. If I go with 3:2, then it will become root 6. Root 6 is not a perfect square number. 2 into 1, 2, not perfect square. 3 into 1, 3, not perfect square. 4 into 1, 4, 4 is a perfect square. So first I will check with 4:4, 4:1. So if I check with 4:1, so 4 plus 1 by 2, 4 into 1 is 2, 2 into 4 by 5. So 5 by 2 and it is 8 by 5. Yeah, so there is a small error I did here, that is this 0.8 will come here, no? Because if this is 80, this is 100. So 0.8 will come here. If this is 80, this is 100. So 0.8 will come here. So this was the error that I did. So here I will multiply 4 by 5. So I am really sorry for the guys who wasted their time here. So this will be 4 by 5 here. So this I need to solve. This will be 2 by 5 into A plus B is equals to root AB. Right? So now I can put the value 4, 1. So if I put 4, 1, this would be 5 and this would be 2. So 2 is equals to 2. So answer is B. 4:1. 4:1. So in these kind of questions, we need to see the options as well. And in aptitude, always options will be given. Fifth term of a GP is 2. Find the product of first 9 terms. Fifth term, that means A r to the power 4 is 2. What do you need to find? Product of first 9 terms. Is there any formula? No. We don't remember any formula for the product. A into AR into AR square into AR cube. In this manner, 9 terms, that means AR 8. This is what we need to find. 9 terms means A is multiplied 9 times. So A to the power 9. R. Here R to the power 0 plus 1, R to the power 2. Base same, power different. Power can be added. 2, 3 until 8. So 1 to 8 you need to add. So A to the power 9. R. 1 to 8 you need to add. What is the summation of 1 to 8? You can do it, right? That is n into n plus 1 by 2. In this chapter only we will see it. Okay, 36. Or you can solve it by AP as well. How will you solve it by AP? How many number of terms are there? 8. 8 by 2. First term plus last term, 9. So 36. So addition will be 36. So a r to the power 4 to the power 9. Can I write it in this manner? Because a to the power 9 and 9 r to the power 36. So a r to the power is a r to the power 4 is 2. So 2 to the power 9. So answer will be 512. This is the answer. Right? Let's see this question. You need to find the sum of this series. So 3 by 4, 5 by 4 square, there is no relation, I don't think. But there is relation between these. And then there is relation between these. Right? So what I can see, 3 by 4 plus 3 by 4 square plus 3 by 4 to the power, 3 by 4 plus 3 by 4 to the power 3 plus 3 by 4 to the power 5. In this manner it is going minus 5 by 4 square plus 5 by 4 to the power 4 plus 5 by 4 to the power 6, and in this manner it is going. I have put minus as common, minus common I have taken. So what is this? Here your first term is 3 by 4 and your common ratio is 1 by 4 square. Right? First term is 3 by 4, common ratio is 1 by 4 square. If you multiply 1 by 4 square, if you multiply 3 by 4 with 1 by 4 square, you get 3 by 4 cube. So common ratio is 3 by 4 square. 1 by 4 square. And till infinity terms you need to add, till infinite terms. And common ratio, this is less than 1. So what will be the answer? A upon 1 minus r, 1 by 16. What about this one? What is your first term? 5 by 4 square. And what is the common ratio? 1 by 4 square. What that would be? Minus sign is there. A is 5 by 4 square divided by 1 minus r. So let's do the calculation and let's what we get. So after solving it, we get 7 by 15. Or you can do the calculation on your own as well. How will you do the calculation? This is 3 by 4 divided by 15 by 16 minus 5 by 20. No, 5 by 16, sorry. 4 powers 4 square is 5 by 16 divided by 15 by 16. So this I am not going to change. 3 by 4 minus 5 by 16. So what I can do? I can write this as 12 by 16. And 12 minus 5 is 7 by 16. 7 by 16 divided by 15 by 16. So what will be the answer? 7 by 15. So in this manner I will do the calculation. So 7 by 15 is the answer. Okay. Now let's see some important formulas. The sum of first n terms, what that would be? All these are in AP, right? Common difference is 1. N by 2, first term plus last term. First term is 1 plus last term is n. So it is written as n into n plus 1 by 2. If they are asking this thing, 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus till n square. So that would be n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And what about this one? N cube, 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube plus 6 cube, in that manner. That would be this formula only, but whole square. So these formulas you should have in your mind. Okay, in your mind you should remember it. N into n plus 1 by 2, n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And then here n into n plus 1 by 2 to the power whole square. Okay, find the value of this. So there is no formula from 9 to 20. From 1 to 20 we are having a formula. From 1 to 20 we are having a formula, right? So I can write this as in this manner: 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 9 square plus 10 square and so on till 20 square minus 1 square plus 2 square till 8 square. Say yes or no? Because 1 square to 8 square should not come. So that I need to subtract. So for this I have the formula. What is that formula? N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6 minus, for this also I have the formula. N is 8 now. N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. So let's do the calculation and we will get the final answer. So I will do the calculation and write down the final answer. So let's see next question. So this summation you have to do. Only till this much you have to add. 1 by 56 plus 1 by 72 plus 1 by 90 plus 1 by 110. This is what you need to add. How will you do it? One thing I can notice, that what is 56? That is 7 into 8. Plus what is 72? That is 8 into 9. What is 90? 9 into 10. In these kind of problems, always there will be some relation hidden that you need to figure out. So 1 by 7 into 8 can be written as 1 by 7 minus 1 by 8. Do you agree to my point? 1 by 7 minus 1 by 8. Right? Because 8 into 7, 8, 7, basically this will be 8 into 7, this will be the LCM. This will become 8 here and this will become 7. So this is how it can be written. Similarly, this can be written as 1 by 8 minus 1 by 9. Next value. And next value can be written as 1 by 10, 1 by 9 minus 1 by 10. And next value can be written as 1 by 10 minus 1 by 11. Right? So if I am adding all these, okay, all these will be added. All these will be added. Eventually, all these are being added. Right? So if all these are being added, then this and this is getting cancelled, this and this is getting cancelled, this and this is getting cancelled. So finally, what are you left with? This is what I am left with. What that would be? 77 to 11 minus 7. That would be 4 by 77. So this is the answer. Okay, so in these kind of problems, you will always find some relation. So 4 by 77 is the answer. Let's try solving this term. For first 10 terms, you need to add. Okay, for first 10 terms. So can I see a pattern? I need to find a pattern. 12. 12 can be written as 3 into 4 plus 35 can be written as 5 into 7 plus 70 can be written as 7 into 10. So hopefully what is happening? 3, 5, 7. So hopefully I am hoping 9 would come here. And 4, 7 and 10. Gap of 3. So gap of 3, 13 should come here. 13 9s are 117. Yes. So this is the pattern. With first term, basically this is going in this way. 3 into 4 plus, what is this term? 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 into 4 plus 3 plus, what is this term? 7. That is 3 plus 4 or whatever it is. We don't need to write this. We don't need to write this type. Can you write down the nth term? Basically, can you write down the nth term? What will be the nth term? What will be the nth term? 3, 5, 7, 9. Nth term will be what? 3, 5, 7, 9. What will be the nth term? That would be a plus n minus 1 into d. So 1 plus 2n. From 3 it would become 1 plus 2n. Right? And what about the other part, that is 4, 7 in this manner. 4, 7, 10, 13 in this manner. So that would be a plus n minus 1 into d. So that would be 3n plus 1. So from here 1 plus 2n and 3n plus 1. So what will be the actual nth term? This I can call capital A to the power n. So nth term here will be 1 plus 2n into 3n plus 1. Say yes or no? Because if you put n equals to 1, what you get? 3 into 4, right? If you put n equals to 2, what do you get? 5 into 7, right? If you put n equals to 3, what do you get? 7 into 10. So if you put n equals to n, what you will get? This one. So do you understand how did I determine this term? Nth term. This is the nth term. Okay. Tell me one thing. When I was doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus like this, I was writing this as summation n, right? when I was doing 1 plus 2 square plus 3 square, and this I was writing it as summation n square. 1 cube plus 2 cube, I was writing this as summation n cube. So basically nth term, summation of nth term, summation of nth term, this will give me the complete addition, right? If I know the nth term, I just need to put the summation and it will give me the complete addition. So what is my nth term? What is my nth term? That is 3n plus 6n square, 3n plus 6n square plus basically 3n plus 6n square plus 1 plus 2n plus 1 plus 2n. So my nth term is n square 6n square plus 5n plus 1, right? This is my nth term. Now I need to find the summation, I need to find the addition of all of those. So I can put simply a summation side. So on both of the sides summation would come. Now tell me one thing, I am multiplying 6 into, I am adding 6 into 1 plus 2 plus 6 into 3 plus 6 into 4. So what I can do, I can take 6 as common, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So 6 common will come out. Similarly, this 6 can be common. 6 common will come out. 6 summation of n square plus 5 summation of n plus summation of 1. Agree to my point? Now for how much term? From 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. Because you have to add till 10 terms only. Are you getting this point? How did I write this point? Right? So 6 into n plus 1 upon n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. This is the formula of summation of n terms. I am going till n terms only. I am not writing for 10th term. In the end I will write for the 10th term. Okay. Now what is the summation of n terms? That is n into n plus 1 by 2. Tell me what this will be. Summation of 1 for 10 times. Basically n is equals to 1. So one time you will write. Then another it will come. Another time it will come. So 10 times you have to add. Are you getting this point? Summation of 1 for n equals to 1 to 10. That means you have to add 1 for 10 times. So 1 will be added for 10 times. So we are getting here n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 plus 5 into n plus 1 by 2 plus 10. We need to put 10 here now. So 10 into 11 into 21 plus 5 into 10 by 2 will be 5 into 11 plus 10. So let's check what we get. Into 10 plus 55 into 5 plus 10, 2595. 2595. So this is the summation for 10 terms. So did you understand this problem? So this was a good question where first you need to determine the nth term. If you have the nth term and you need to add them up, so basically you just need to put the summation sign, and if you put the summation sign, you know the formulas now. And what is the value of n here? N is 10 there. So n equals to 10 you need to put. That's it. From here you got the 2595 answer. Now sequence and series is a very vast topic. There can be n number of questions from sequence and series, but we cannot teach all the things because we have limited time only, because you cannot put so much of effort into aptitude. They will ask very easy question. This will be the last level of question. They will not go beyond this. So whatever that we have covered till now, that would be more than enough for you. Okay, more than enough, and you will be able to do very well in the examination. And those questions that has been asked, that will be covered in the gate VIQs as well. So Everything will be clear to you if any question is coming in your examination. Okay then, thank you. Hi everyone, so in this video we are going to study about interest. So you should know the basics of percentage. If you know the basics of percentage, then interest will be a cakewalk for you. So there are two kind of interest, simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so we will study about them one by one, but let's understand the meaning of interest. So let's just say I give you 100 rupees, okay, and then you say that I can return you these rupees after 1 year. So after 1 year only you are giving me 100 rupees only. I gave you 100 rupees here, and after 1 year you are giving me 100 rupees only. So what is the benefit of me? If I am giving you 100 rupees, after 1 year you are giving me 100 rupees only. So what is the benefit? No benefit is there. So that's why I will give you this amount of money at some interest rate. Let's just say I give you this money at 10% interest rate per annum. 10% interest rate per annum. That means after 1 year you will give me 110 rupees. Okay. So that's why we study the concept of interest. So basically you borrowed 100 rupees from me, and after some time you have to pay me 10 rupees of interest. So total you will pay me 110 rupees. So what do you call this 100 rupees? This 100 rupees. What do you call this 100 rupees? This 100 rupees is known as principal amount. Okay, principal amount. P. It is shown by P. Initial was 100 rupees. At that you applied some interest, whatever you applied, and because of that percentage applied, you have to pay me 10 rupees extra. So whatever the extra you have to pay, that is known as interest. So 10 extra you have to pay, so that is known as interest, and this is known as total amount. So total amount you are paying is total amount. So this is the total amount. Okay, so this is known as interest. So what is principal amount, what is interest, and what is total amount, that you know. Now let's study about simple interest and compound interest. So I will tell you the difference between both of them. What is the core difference between both of them? First, let's understand the difference. So this is written 10% CI, it is written. Okay, so it should be visible now. Yeah. So the first thing what we are saying, you borrow 100 rupees for 10% simple interest rate per annum. Find the interest after 2 years, find total amount you have to pay. So what do you understand by that? I am borrowing 100 rupees, 10% per annum, 10% per annum. That means every year I will have to pay 10% extra. So after 1 year, I have to pay 10% extra. So after 1 year, what I will pay? 110 rupees. Then again I have to pay 10% extra. But 10% of what? 10% of this money. 10% of this principal amount. Okay. So always you will pay 10% extra of this amount. So 10% extra, 110 you are paying. Here how much rupees extra you are paying? 10 rupees. So again 10 rupee extra you will pay. So how much you will pay here? 120 rupees. Basically every year you are going to pay 10% extra. So every year you are going to pay 10 rupees. So it is constant. Every year you will pay 10 rupees extra. So every year you will pay 10 rupees extra. Basically after 2 years you have to give me 120 rupees. We started with 100 rupees. You said that I will give you the money back after 2 years. After 2 years you are giving me money. So what did I say? I will get 10%. I will get 10% per year. 10% per year. Okay. So in the first year I will get 10 rupees more, and in the second year as well I will get 10 rupees more. So how much you will give me? 120. Here I am not teaching you any formula. Formulas will come, but let's understand the difference. And what do you mean by compound interest? In compound interest, what happens? The same question is there, just the interest is compound. So initially it was rupees 100, 10% per annum. That means 10% in 1 year. So if it is increases by 10% in 1 year, so in the next year you should pay me 10% of 100 is 10 only, so 110. Now again 10% will be applied, but 10% will be applied on this 110 rupees. Here your interest was constant. It was always 10. Constant interest. The interest was constant. Constant interest. But now the interest is not constant. Okay. The interest is depending on the previous one. So now the interest will be 10% of 11. That means interest will be 11 here. Here the interest was, in this transaction, the interest was 10 rupees. This is not a problem. This is just to show you the meaning. Now the interest will be 10% of this. So interest will be 11 rupees. So now interest is 11 rupees. So now you have to pay 121 rupees. Are you understanding this point? In this scheme you had to pay 120 rupees. In this scheme you have to pay 121 rupees. Got this point? Did you understand the difference between simple interest and compound interest? Simple interest means 10% always constant. Compound interest means it will depend on the previous one. 100 rupees was there, 10% of 100 rupees 110. Then again 10% 121. Again 10% of this. Then next year how much you will pay? 121 plus 10% of this 12.1. That means you will pay 133.1. So after 3 years if you are paying me 100 rupees, you will not pay me 100 rupees, you will give me 133.1 rupees. So interest is 33.1 rupee there. Okay, so we will solve the problem, it will be more clear to you. So just I wanted to give a basic introduction, basic meaning of simple interest and compound interest. Let's see the formula of simple interest and compound interest. So principal amount was P and the interest rate was R% per annum. So every year you have to give me R% of this. Every year you have to give me R% of this. Do you agree to this point? Every year you have to give me R% of this. So what will be the interest? What will be the interest? Interest I. So every year you have to give me R% of this. So in 1 year you are giving me PR by 100 and for T years if you are giving me it would be multiplied by T. Let's take an example. You have 900 rupees. Every year you will give me 10% of this for 5 years. For 5 years every year you will give me 10% of this. So what will be 10% of 900? 900 into 10 by 100 and you will give it to me for 5 years into 5. So this is what we are doing. P into R by 100 into T. So PRT by 100. That's it. PRT by 100. This is the formula which you don't need to remember. So and what will be the total amount you will pay? Total amount you will pay is P plus PRT by 100. So P you can take common. These formulas we are not going to remember, right? We are not a kid. So this is the final answer. This is the total amount you will have to pay. So rupees 500 at 18% simple interest rate for 5 years will amount to what? Basically, you are lending someone 500 rupees at 18% simple interest for 5 years. So how much you will expect? How much you will expect after 5 years? After 5 years, how much you will get? So the amount will be 500 was your amount that you will get only. That you will certainly get. Also you will get some interest. What will be the interest? 500, 18% of 500 and for how much time? For 5 years. 500 you will get. Also you will get some interest. What is that interest? 18% of 500 for 5 years. Got this point? So 500 plus 18 5 90 9 5 45 450. So you are getting 950 rupees. You gave someone 500 rupees and you are getting 950 rupees in return. Understanding this point? Everything is crystal clear, right? So calculation is right? 18 5 90 9 5 45. I am a Hindi medium student, so I am comfortable in doing the calculation in Hindi, but you can do the calculation in English as well. Let's see the meaning of compound interest now. So principal amount is P, interest rate is R% and time is T. But every year you are not giving me constant money. So here what is happening? Total amount. First we will find the total amount, then we can see the interest. So how you will calculate the total amount? Let's just say initially I had 900 rupees. Again I am taking the example of 900 rupees and my interest rate is 10%. Interest rate is 10%. So next year how much you will pay? 900 into 1 plus 10 by 100. 10 by 100. Now interest rate is again 10%, but 10% of this one. 10% of this one. So again what you will pay? 10% of this quantity. This quantity is this. 10% of this one. Extra 10% of this one. That means into 1 plus 10 by 100. Did you understand this step? Did you understand how we came from here to here? 900 plus 10% of this. So 900 into 10 by 100. So basically 900 will come in common. So 900 into 1 plus 10 by 100. This kind of things we have already done in percentage chapter. So this much you will pay me after 1 year. After 2 years, how much you will pay? This amount is there. This particular amount is there. 10% extra of this one. This one you will pay. This much you will pay. But 10% extra of this one will also you will pay. 10% extra also you will pay. So this much is coming common. This much is coming common. And then into 1 plus 10 by 100. So these kind of calculation we did in the percentage chapter in profit loss chapter, right? So every year 10% extra of the previous one you are paying. So if my principal amount was P and interest rate was R, so if I need to tell after T years how much I will have to pay, so power T. After 2 years how much I had to pay? 900 was my initial rupees. 1 plus what was my interest rate? 10 by 100 and time was 2 years. After 2 years I was paying this much. So similarly it will keep on increasing like that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So the same question now, but now what they are asking? They are asking for compound interest. So okay, yeah, this is the total amount you will pay, and what will be the interest? Interest will simply be P minus total amount. Total amount is this much. So here I prefer finding the total amount first, then I find the interest. Here what do I prefer? Generally for calculation purpose, I find the total amount first and then I find the interest. Basically this much amount I am paying and this much amount I borrowed. So what is the interest? This minus this, that's it. Sorry, this minus this, because this will be more. This quantity will be more. So this minus this, that will be the interest. Okay, so now what they are asking, rupees 500 at 18% compound interest rate for 5 years will amount to. Okay, so what will be that money? Total amount, what that would be? 500 into 1 plus, I hope you are not mugging up the formula, you are understanding the meaning as well, because we are engineers, we are till this age we are not going to mug up the formula of 7th 8th class, right? We are preparing for GATE, so we are not going to mug up the formulas. At least this much of things we know, right? So 500 every year more 18%, right? Every year more 18%. So 500 into 1 plus 18 by 100 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 for 5 times. So what I will get? 500 into 1.18 to the power 5. So this I will have to calculate 1.18 to the power 5 to the power 1.18 to the power 5. 8 5 into 500. So you will be getting 1143.87 rupees. So here you are getting 950 rupees only, but here you are getting more rupees. So always in compound interest you will end up getting more rupees if the interest rate is same. Here interest rate was same only, but here you are getting more rupees. 1143.87. And if they were asking what is the interest, so what was the interest? Interest will be 1143.87 minus 500. This would be the interest. So the interest would be 643.87 rupees. So this is the interest. Okay. Now there is a very famous term that comes in your examination, compounded semi-annually. What does that mean? First let's understand that. Okay. So let's just say I am telling you that I will give you 100 rupees on 12% interest rate. This is what I am saying. I will give you 100 rupees on 12% interest rate. Compound interest rate I am saying, compound interest rate, 100 rupees on 12%. So after 1 year how much you will pay me? 112. So in 1 year you had to pay me 12 rupees. Right? Now what you will say that let's just say you are working in a company and you are having some salary. Let's just say your salary is rupees 1. Your salary is rupees 3. This is your salary. So what you will say that I am capable of paying some money after 6 months. Here if I am saying that I am giving you the amount at 12% per year, that means you are going to pay me after 1 year. You are going to pay me after 1 year 112 rupees. But now I am saying that I am capable of paying after 6 months as well. So what I will say that, sir, give me at 10% interest rate, but compounded semi-annually. Compounded semi-annually. Compounded semi-annually. What do you mean by that? That means after every 6 months I will pay half of this one. That means 5%. So what I am going to do, basically, I had 100 rupees. I have taken 100 rupees. After 6 months, I will pay you 5% of this. You are giving me on 10% per annum. You are giving me interest on 10% per annum. But it is compounded semi-annually. What does that mean? That after every 6 months I have to do a payment. And how I will do that? This is 10%. Compounded semi-annually means after 6 months, how much I should pay? 5% only, right? That means after 6 months I am paying 105 rupees. And after 6 months more, I will pay more 5%, but not of this one, but of this one. Are you getting this point? So 5% of this one, what that would be? 5% of 105. 105 into 5 by 100. That would be 5.25. So basically 5.25, that means I will pay 110.25 rupees. So this I will pay. So in a year I had to pay 10.25 rupees more. And if you were giving me a 12%, I had to pay 12 rupees more. But here the thing was, I was not capable of paying something in between. I was capable of paying at the end of the year only. But here the thing is, I can pay in between as well. So that's why I said that, sir, please reduce the interest rate. Give me a 10% per annum, but I can do the payment after 6 months as well. Compounded semi-annually. This is what it means. So basically what you need to do in these kind of problems, if they are saying compounded semi-annually, that means what you will do? You will compounded semi-annually, that means you will reduce this interest rate by 2. So what will be your interest rate now? That will be 5%. And what they are asking, after 2 years, but you have to make payment in 4, like 2 years, but it is compounded semi-annually. That means 2 years will become 4 years for you. 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. So time you have to double. Basically interest rate half. Semi-annually means interest rate half, and time doubled. So interest rate you have made half and time is doubled. Okay. So if you were asking, if it was compounded annually only, that means if nothing is mentioned, that means it is compounded annually. So if it was compounded annually, then what would have been the answer? Then answer would have been, how much money you had to return? 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100 for 2 years. So 100 into 1.1 whole square. That means you had to give 121 rupees, right? If this was the case. But if it is compounded semi-annually, you will have to pay more because the interest rate is same. Actually, if one guy is giving you compounded annually, that means if he is giving you for a year, then he will ask more interest rate. Actually, he will ask 12% or 13% a year. But if he is giving you for 6 months, then he can ask what? Then he can ask for lower interest rate. So for 6 months, how you will pay? At the end of 2 years, how much you will pay? 1 plus 5 by 100 to the power 4. So 1.05 to the power 4 into 100. 121.55. So can you basically remember one thing? If it is coming compounded semi-annually, what does that mean? You will reduce the interest rate by half and increase the time by twice. Well and good. Okay, let's move towards the question now. So this is the first question. Anil lent a sum of 500 rupees on simple interest rate for 10 years in such a way that the rate of interest is 6% per annum for 2 years, then it is 8% for next 2 years and 10% beyond 4 years. Basically what he is doing, 5,000 rupees for 10 years. In 2 years it was 6% per annum, and in the next 2 years it was 8% per annum, and after that it was 2 and it will be 4 years, it was 10% per annum. How much interest he will earn? How much interest he will earn? So 500 rupee, 5,000 rupees he was having, 6% for 2 years, plus 500 he was having 8% for 2 years, and 5,000 he was having 6% for 10% for 6 years. It is 10% for 6 years, 10% for 6 years, right? So basically what you can do, you can take 50 as common, 50 will be common, so 12 plus 16 plus 60. Now from here what do you understand? 6% for 2 years, that means he is getting 12% money. Say yes or no? 6% for 2 years, that means in 1 year he will get 6%, in another year he will get 6%, so total 12% he is getting. Of 500 rupees he is getting 12%. Then 8% for 2 more years, that means he is getting 16% more. For 2 years he is getting 12%, for next 2 more years he is getting 16% more, and for next 6 years he is getting 60% more. So basically how much he is getting? 60 plus 16 plus 12, so that would be 88%. So what will be his interest? 88% of 5,000 rupees. 88% of 5,000 rupees. That's it. This is the answer. 88% of 5,000 rupees. That would be your final answer. So 50 into 88. 50 into 88. That will be 4400. So his interest was 4400 rupees. In the examination, I will be doing it very, very quickly. What I will say, 6% for 2 years, that means 12%, 8% for 2 years, that means 16%, and 10% for 6 years, that means 60%. So basically he will get 88%. So 88% of 5,000, what that would be? 88 into 5, 4,400. That's it. So this is what I will be doing in the examination. Well and good. Let's see the next question. A borrows a sum of rupees 90,000 for 4 years at 5% simple interest rate. Okay, and he lends it to B at 7% for 4 years at lends it to B at 7% for 4 years at simple interest rate. What is his gain? So what he is doing? He is taking 90k rupees, okay, for 4 years at 5%. So how much he will have to pay? 20% of 90k, right? 4% for 5 years, that means he has to pay 20% of 90k, right? This will be his interest. 90k he will have to pay. Along with that he will have to pay 20% of 90k. And what is 20% of 90k? That is, his interest is 18k. Now what he is doing? He is giving the same amount of money, 90k, to B at 7% for 4 years. At 7% for 4 years. That means he will take 28% from him. So he will get 28% of 90. What that is? 90 into 28. So that is 25.2k rupees. So 28% of 90 is 25.2k rupees. So he is paying 18k and he is getting 25.2k. He is paying 18k interest and he is getting 25.2k interest. So what is his profit? What is his gain? Gain is 7.2k rupees. That means this much amount of money. Did you understand this point? Otherwise, how I would have done it? That 20% he is paying and 28% he is getting. So what is his benefit? 8%. So what is 8% of 90k? That is 7,200. That's it. 8% of 90k. 90 into 8%. 90 into 8%. That is 7,200 rupees. So his gain is 7,200 rupees. Basically what we did, I took 100 rupees from my father. Then my father said that you have to give me 10% interest. So I will pay him 110 rupees, or I can say I will pay him 10 rupees of interest. Then what did I do? I went to my elder brother. I said that I am having 100 rupees. I am giving it to you, but you will pay me 20% of interest. So what he will pay? So he will give me 120 rupees. So he will give me 120 rupees. That means he will give me interest of 20 rupees. So what did I make here? I made 10 rupees here. Or what I can say, 10% of 100, because 10% I was paying, 20% I was getting. So 10% was my benefit of 100 rupees. So that was 10 rupees only. Okay. Okay then, so I hope you are understanding the meaning of simple interest and compound interest here. So let's move to the next problem now. We will solve a lot of problems, and there will be not a single problem left which can be asked in the examination. All the problems that can be asked, that will be covered. So a sum of money at simple interest rate amounts to rupees 6,000 in 4 years and to rupees 6,750 in 7 years at the same rate per percent per annum of interest. What is the sum? Sum means amount, okay, a certain amount. So you started from here, you don't know. After 4 years it is 6,000 rupees, and after 7 years it is 6,750, and they are talking about simple interest. So in simple interest, what did I tell you? Every year there is same interest. In every year there is same interest. Always it will be some percent of certain year, some percent of certain amount. Let's just say if I was giving you 100 rupees at 10%, that means every year you will pay me 10 rupees. Every year always you will pay me 10 rupees, right? So in 4 years it was 6,000 rupees, and in 7 years it was 6,750 rupees. So in these 3 years, what was the interest you paid? 750, right? Look, there was an amount which became 6,000 in 4 years. It became 6,750 after 7 years. So from 4 years to 7 years you are paying me 750 rupees extra. That means in 3 years you are paying me 750 rupees extra. That means in 1 year how much you are paying me extra? 250 rupees. So what is your interest here? 250 rupees per year. Interest is 250 rupees per year. So every year you are paying me 250 rupees. So here for 4 years how much you would have paid? 250 into 4. That means you would have paid me 1,000 rupees. That means you must have started from 5,000 rupees. So this is the answer. That's it. What they are asking? Yeah, the sum is. So that means they are asking from where you started. You don't know from where you started. Okay. After 4 years you are paying me 6,000 rupees. After 7 years you are paying me 6,750 rupees. That means in 3 years you paid me 750 rupees. So in 1 year you were paying me 250 rupees. So every year you are paying me 250 rupees. So you started from here and you paid me 1,000 rupees in 4 years. That means you must have started from 5,000 rupees. So this is the answer. That's it. So these kind of conceptual clarity should be there. Then you will be able to solve the problems very quickly. Otherwise you will keep on applying the formulas here. Okay. So in simple interest we are not going to apply the formula. We should have the clear idea. The amount of 2,300 becomes rupees 2,659 in 3 years at simple interest rate. If the interest rate is decreased by 1%, then what is the new interest rate? So previous interest rate you need to find. So basically from 2,300 to you are getting 2,659 in how much years? 3 years. So how much interest are you paying me? In 3 years, how much interest are you paying me? 359 rupees interest. 359 rupees interest. Right? You are paying me 359 rupees of interest. Let's just say this is 10% of some amount. I don't know it is how much percent. Let's just say it is 10% of some amount. Or forget about it. So what we do? So this much are you paying me? In 3 years you are paying me 359 rupees. So how much you would have paid me in 3 years? In 3 years how much you would have paid me? Your principal amount, into the rate into 3 divided by 100. So this much you would have paid me in 3 years, right? In 3 years, this much you would have paid me. Now, if they are saying if interest rate is decreased by 1%, if interest rate is decreased by 1%, if interest rate is decreased by 1%, so P into R minus 1 into 3 by 100. If interest rate is decreased by 1%, that means you would be paying me this much rupees. Say yes or no. Do you agree to this point? If interest rate is decreased by 3%, then you would be paying me this much of rupees. So what that would be? P into R into 3 divided by 100 minus P into 3 divided by 100. So this I know, that is 359. And what is my principal amount? That is 2300. So 2300 and 3% of that. So basically that is 290 rupees. So you would be paying me 290 rupees. This would be the new interest. This is the new interest. Did you understand what did I do here? In 3 years you were paying me 359 rupees. What does that mean? In 3 years you were paying me 359 rupees. I am not finding the interest rate here. What is the interest rate that I am not finding? I am just going to use that with R% of interest rate you were paying me 359 rupees. Now what is the interest rate? The interest rate is decreased by 1%. So if interest rate is decreased by 1%, then how much you will pay me? This much you will pay me, right? P into R minus 1 into 3 by 100. The principal amount, R minus 1% of the principal amount for 3 years, right? R minus 1% of the principal amount for 3 years. Got this point? So if I do this calculation, PR into 3 by 100 minus P into 3 by 100. So PR into 3 by 100 I already know that is 359. And then I subtract 3% of that. Or what you can, or how you can understand. Basically I was paying you interest of 359 rupees. Now my interest rate has decreased to 1%. That means I will pay 1% lesser of this. I will pay 1% less of this amount for 3 years. That's it. So 359 minus 69, that would be 210. This is the answer. Initially I was paying, for 3 years I was paying 359 rupees. But my interest rate has decreased by 1%. That means I will pay 1% lesser. 1% of what? 1% of principal amount. 1% of principal amount is 2300. So 1% of principal amount is 23 rupees. But for 3 years. So 23 into 3, that is 69. So 290 rupees is the new interest that I will be paying. That's it. So only those kind of questions I have picked where you have to use your brain. Otherwise applying the formula, that is very easy. But here you are understanding something, you are understanding something new, you are learning something new, right? Let's move to the next question. On simple interest, a certain sum becomes 59,200 in 6 years and 72,000 in 10 years. If the interest rate had been 2% more, in how many years would the sum become 76,000? Okay. On a simple interest, a certain interest becomes 59,200 in 6 years. Okay. So you started with some principal amount that you don't know. That you don't know here. Here you don't know. And after 6 years, it is becoming 59,200. And after 10 years, it is becoming 72,000. That means in these 4 years, how much are you paying me? So 60, 12, 12,800. 12,800. So in 1 year, how much you are paying me? 3,200, right? This much of calculation is clear to you? Well and good. So in 1 year, you are paying me 3,200. Okay. So if interest rate had been 2% more, so how much is the interest rate, that we will get to know. So 3,200. So here you must have paid me 3,200. Since it is simple interest, so it is constant with all the years. So here you must have paid me this much amount of money. So 32 into 6, what is that? 192, I guess, but let's do the calculation. Not 192, 32 into 6, 192 it is. So 19200. This much amount you must have paid to me. That means I would have started from 40,000? Say yes or no. I started from 40,000. You paid me 19,200 rupees in 6 years. Then it became this one. Then in 10, then in more 4 years, you paid me more. Then it became 72,000. Now, what was the interest rate here? What was the interest rate? Interest rate was some x percent of 40,000, right? Some x percent of 40,000. Some x percent of 40,000. And that is equals to 3,200 because your interest is 3,200. Your interest rate was r percent. Let's just say your interest rate was r percent. So r percent of 40,000 is equals to 3,200 because this is this much amount of extra money you are taking from me. This much amount of extra money you are taking from me. That means r percent of 40,000 is 3,200. So basically, what is the value of r you are getting here? 8%. So your interest rate was initially 8%. So now what is your new interest rate? It is increased by 2%. So your new interest rate is 10%. Your new interest rate is 10% now. So if your new interest rate is 10%, so then in how many years would the sum have become 76,000? 76,000. So you started with 40k. You started with 40k. And you have the interest rate of 10%. You have the interest rate of 10% for how much time? Time t. And you would want it to become 76,000. Although you can do it very, very quickly because 40,000 is there and interest rate is 10%. That means you would take 4k rupees every year. Every year you will take 4,000 rupees. So you need to make 76,000. That means you are going to take 36k rupees. And how much time it will take? Every year I am taking 4k rupees and I need 36k rupees. That means it will take me 9 years. Did you understand this? Are these questions like questions are being more tough to you or it is easy? I'm hopefully giving you the best possible approach. But these kind of questions should be solved at least in interest, simple interest and compound interest. Okay, simple problem that 10% how much it will become, that is easy. But here you are building up some concepts, right? That every year it is constant, then how much you must have started from, then you need to pay 76,000. Or you could have simply applied the here, you would have simply applied the equation and what is the time t you would get. If you solve this one, you will get 9 years. Okay, so 9 years it would take. Right, so 9 years meant 90 of this, so 1.9 into 4, yeah, 76k you are getting. So t is 9 years. Okay, well and good. Let's move towards the next one. A sum of 6,000 rupees is lent out in two parts such a way that first part is at 5%, second part is at 7%. Total interest after 3 years is 1,050. Okay, okay. Then find the sum. Then find the sum lent out in each part. Okay, so 600 rupees, 6,000 rupees was there. X invested you here and 66,000 minus X you invested here. This you gave at 5% per annum for 3 years. 5% per annum for 3 years. That means 15% of this you will be taking. And 7% for 3 years. 7% for 3 years. That means 21% of this you will be taking. 7% for 3 years, 20% of this you will be taking. And then addition of this is equals to 1,050. So 15% of this, what is this? This is the interest only. So 15% of this will be 0.15x, right? And 21% of this, that would be minus 0.21x plus 21% of 60. So 21 into 60, that is 1260, and it is equals to 1050. That's it. This is the equation. So what you get here? 1050 divided by 0.06. So x is 3,500. So basically in one you invested, so you invested in this part 3,500 and then 2,500. You gave 5% on this one for 3 years. You gave 3 years, 3 years. On both you gave 3 years. 5% on this one and 7% on this one. That's it. This is how you give. This is the final roadmap that you followed, right? Let's move towards the next question. A certain sum of money becomes 4 times in 12 years when invested at simple interest. In how many years it will become 10 times of itself at the same rate? 4 times in 12 years. It has become 4 times in 12 years. You started with P. There was some interest rate R. In 12 years, it has become 4 times. Do you agree to this equation? You started with P. In 12 years, it has become 4 times. We will solve it intuitively as well, how you would do with the intuition, but let's apply some formulas. For first, let's apply some formulas. So what is the interest rate? I can get the interest rate here. What will be my interest rate? That would be 1 plus 12R by 100 is equals to 4. 12R by 100 is equals to 3. So R is 300 by 12. So this is my R. Now what they are asking, in how many years it would become 10 times? So you are starting with P only, and your rate is 300 by 12. Divide by 100 into in how many times it will become time T, and how much it should become 10 times. So T would be equals to 9 into 12 by 3. So that would be 36 years. In 36 years it would become 10 times. This is the answer. Now how you would have done? It became, in 12 years it became from P to 4P, and you would need it to be 10P. So how much you took from me here? 3P. You took 3P in 12 years. You took 3P in 12 years. So in 1 year how much you are taking? P by 4. In 1 year you are taking P by 4 from me, and you need to go from 4P to 10P. That means you need to take 6P from me. You need to take 6P from me, and in every year you are taking how much? In every year you are taking P by 4, and you need to take 6P from me. That means you need more 24 years here, right? If I take more 24 years, that means here in 24 years you will take 6P from me. So 24 years plus 12 years, total 36 years you need. Did you understand this point? You started from P to 4P in 12 years. That means you are taking 3P in 12 years. That means in 1 year you are taking P by 4. In 1 year you are taking P by 4. In 1 year you are taking P by 4. From P to 10P you need to go. From P to 10P you need to go. That means you need 9P. In 1 year you are taking P by 4. In 1 year you are taking P by 4 and you need 9P. That means you would need 36 years. That's it. Into 36 will give me 9P. So 36 is the answer. Right? So this is the intuition. That's how you could have solved, and these are the equations. Let's see the next one. The ratio of principal and amount is 4:5 in a certain time. It will become, in a certain time it will become. So here in a certain time it will become 5:7 after 5 years. Find the interest rate. You can apply the equations here on your own. I will just tell you the intuition. I will give you the intuition. Okay. So your principal to amount ratio is 4:5. After some times it will become 5:7. Principal to amount only. After some time it will become 5:7. Let's try making these values same. Basically, I want to make my principal same. So what I will do? I will multiply this ratio by 25. So it would be 100:125. And I will multiply this ratio by 20. So it would be 100:140. So initially the ratio was 100:125. Now the ratio is 100:140. Are you getting this point? Principal to amount ratio it is. So you are getting 15 rupees more. If your amount was, this was for some, let's just say it was some year, some X year it was, and this is some X plus 5 years. So if your amount was X, you are getting 25 rupees. Now if your amount is X, you are getting 140 rupees. That means in 5 years, how much rupees you are getting? 15 rupees, right? In 5 years, you are getting 15 rupees. That means in 1 year, how much you are getting? 3 rupees. If you had 100 rupees, you are getting 3 rupees in 1 year. That means what is the interest rate? 3%. That's it. This is the answer. Understood? 4:5, 5:7. At some certain year, you are taking 125 rupees. You started with 100. At some certain year, you were taking 125 rupees. Then you were taking 140 rupees. But this was after the gap of 5 years. After the gap of 5 years. That means 5 years is equals to 15 rupees. And 1 year is equals to 3 rupees. So every year you are taking 3 rupees. Every year you are taking 3 rupees. So what does that mean? The interest rate is 3%. Because from 100 you are taking 3 rupees, right? From 100 you are taking 3 rupees. With the amount of 100 you are taking 3 rupees every year. That means the interest rate is 3% and it is a simple interest. Here it should have been mentioned, find the rate of interest. It should be a question of simple interest. Okay. So answer is 3%. Or you could have applied the equation. How you would have applied the equation? That initially your principal amount is 4x. Now I will do it by applying the equations. So let's change the page. So principal amount being 4x into 1 plus method 2. 4x 1 plus interest rate we don't know. Interest rate we don't know. Divided by 100. This was some time t. After some time what will happen? 5y plus r into, here what I will write, t plus 5. Right? Because at time t, if your principal amount was 4x, the total amount was 5x. Here if the principal amount was 5y, this will be 7, right? 5:7. Yeah, 7y. My target is to find the value of r, right? This is my target. My target is to find the value of r. So by first equation what I will get? 5/4. So RT by 100. RT by 100 is equals to 1/4. Say yes or no. RT by 100 is 1/4. Okay. Now here what will I get? 7/5 minus 1. So it will be 2/5. So RT plus 5R by 100 is equals to 2/5. So RT by 100 is 1/4 already, plus 5R by 100 R by 2 is equals to 2/5. So this is 0.4 minus, this is 0.4 minus 0.25. So R by 20 is this. So R is equals to 20 into 0.15. That would be 3% only. 3 only you will get. 0.15 into 20. 3 only we will get. 3%. So R is 3%. That's it. Right? Well and good. So this, by applying the equation also you would have done it. Let's see the next question. Ramesh lent out 40% of a certain sum at annual rate at 15% at simple interest. He lent 15% of remaining at the annual rate of 10% and the rest amount was lent out at 18% per annum. Find the annual interest rate of total sum. Okay. So let's just say he lent out 100 rupees. 100 rupees. 40% of this money, that means rupees 40. 40% of this money, that means rupees 40. 40% of a certain sum at an annual rate of 15%. At an annual rate of 15%. He lent 50% of the remaining amount. What is the remaining amount? 60 rupees. And what is the 50% of 60? 30 rupees. So 30 rupees he lent out, 50% of the remaining amount at 10%. And the rest amount is left, that is 30 rupees. That was lent out at 18%. Find the annual interest rate on total sum. Okay, what will be the annual interest rate on total sum? So here how much money he is getting? 6 rupees, right? 6 rupees. In 1 year he would get 6 rupees. From 40, if he is giving at 15%, he would get 6 rupees. At 10, he would get 3 rupees. And at 18, he would get 5.4 rupees. 18% on 30 rupees, he would get 5.4 rupees. So what is the total amount he will get? 9 plus 15, 9 plus 5.4, that would be 14.4 rupees. So after 1 year, from 100 he is getting 14.4 rupees. So what is the interest rate? 14.4%, right? Interest rate is 14.4%. Are you understanding this problem? 100 rupees, 40, 30 and 30. 15%, 10% and 18%. He were getting 6 rupees, 3 rupees, 5.4 rupees. So total he was getting 14.4 rupees. From 100 rupees he was getting this much. That means interest rate is 14.4%. Let's move to the next one. What will be the compound interest on a sum of 15,000 at the interest rate 8% per annum for 4 years? Interest rate compounded semi-annually. Very important term, semi-annually. So what did I tell you to do? Interest rate will be decreased 4% and time will be increased by twice. So for 4 years, that means I will put 8 years. So that's it. So what I need to find, what will be the compound interest? Only you need to find the interest. So let's find the total amount. Total amount. First I will find the total amount, then I will tell you the interest. So total amount will be 15k, 1 plus 0.4, 1 plus 4 by 100, sorry 1 plus 4 by 100, that means 1 plus 0.04 to the power 8. So 1.04 to the power 8 into 15k. So 20.52k something we are getting. This is the total amount. So what will be the interest? Interest will be just 20.52k minus 15k. We can get more exact data from here. That would be 5.5k. So it would be 5528.53 rupees. If you sold it completely, so 5,528.53 rupees. So from the calculator we can solve it more in a better way. So this was a simple question, just it would give you the concept of compounded semi-annually. That means interest rate should be half and the time should be doubled, right? Let's move to the next one. The interest compounded annually on a sum of 3,240 after 2 years is 370. What is the rate of interest? Compounded annually on a sum of, so this is very easy. The interest is 370 rupees. So interest is 370. So how will you find the interest? 3,420 into 1 plus, what is the interest rate that you need to find, divided by 100. So this will be the total amount that you will pay after 2 years. This will be the total amount that you will pay after 2 years. So what is the interest? Minus 3,240 and that is equals to 370. That's it. This is the total amount that you will pay minus the principal amount is equals to the total interest. That's it. So 3240 plus 370 divided by 3240 under root minus 1 into 100, 5.55%. So interest rate is coming is 5.55%. Let's check if this was only asked. The interest rate compounded annually on a sum of 3,240 after 2 years is 370. What is the rate of interest? Yeah, very easy, very straightforward. So it was very straightforward question. Let's see the next one. What is the compound interest on a sum of 12,600 for 1.5 years at 20% per annum if it is compounded half yearly? Okay, half yearly means semi yearly only. Half yearly, that means what will be the rate of interest? That will be half. And what will be the time? That will be doubled, 3 years. So what you need to find? What is the compound interest? Only interest you need to find. So what will be your interest? So how much I will pay? 12,600. 10% of that after 3 years minus 12,600. That's it. So 1.1 cube minus 1 into 12,600. So 4170.6 rupees. So this is the interest. This is the answer. Let's see the next one. A sum of 7,200 rupees amounts to 9,800 rupees in 10 years at a certain rate per annum, interest compounded yearly. That means they are talking about compound interest. What will be the compound interest on a sum of 6,210 in 5 years at the same rate of interest? Okay. A sum of 7,200 has gone to 9,800 in 10 years. We will see what is the rate percent at a certain percent. Okay, what will be the compound interest on a sum of 6,200 in 5 years at the same rate? So first we need to find the rate here. What will be the rate? 9,800 is equals to 7,200 into 1 plus r by 100 to the power 10 years, right? So 98 by 72 to the power 0.1 minus 1 into 100. So 3.13 rate we are getting is 3.13. This calculation you can do, right? What did I do? 98 by 72, then to the power 1 by 10. Power 1 by 10 means power 0.8, power 0.1, power 0.1 minus 1 into 100. That is my interest, that is the rate, that is 3.13%. Now the same thing we have to do, we have to find the interest only. What will be the compound interest? Only the interest we need to find. So what will be the interest? 6210 into 1 plus r by 100 to the power 5 minus 6200, where what is r? R is 3.13. So again I will do the calculation. R is given 3.13. So 3.13 divided by 100 plus 1 to the power 5, 6210 it is, not 6200, it is 6210, 5 to the power 5 minus 1 into 6210, that is 1035. This is the interest. Okay, 1035 is the interest. So better do all the calculation with the help of our scientific calculator only. So you will be comfortable with that. So let's solve this problem now. Find the amount and the compound interest on 1,20,000 compounded quarterly for 9 months at a rate of 4%. Compounded quarterly. Quarterly means 1 by 4. Quarter means 1 by 4, right? So compounded quarterly at rate for 4%. So rate will be 1 by 4 times. Rate will be 1 by 4 times. That means rate will be 1%. Because 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. After every 3 months you will be paying 1%. 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. So 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. Total 4%. And what will be the time? Time will be 4 times. Time will be 9 into 4. That means 36 months. And 36 months means 3 years. Time will be 3 years. 1% for 3 years. So what they are asking? Total amount they are asking. So what that would be? 1 lakh, 1.2 lakh. I will write 1.2 lakh, 1.2 lakh into 1% for 3 years. 1.2 into 1.2 into 1.1 to the power 3. 1 lakh 59,720 rupees. This will be the grand answer. Okay. And also one more thing, that I was actually recording this session, but my system got hanged and the notes got deleted actually. So for this lecture, only for the interest part, you will not get the notes. Only for the interest part. Only for interest part, you will not get the notes. So I am really sorry for this error. Please, like most of the topics are questions only here, right? These are coming from the problems only. So problems, what you will do for the notes, right? What you will do of the notes in the problems. So I hope you can survive without the notes, at least in this chapter, because there are no notes, there are only problems. My PC got hanged, now I cannot do anything, right? That PDF got deleted, that previous part got deleted. Okay, so you can take screenshot if you want, otherwise I don't have the notes. Okay, so let's go to the next problem. So now the word population is coming. So whenever the problem is coming from the population, no, so that will always increase in compound manner only. That will increase in compound manner, the way compound interest increases. Okay, population, the bacteria population, these kind of words can come. Population of a village, these kind of words can come. So it will always increase in compound manner. So what they are saying, the population of a village increases at a rate of 16% per annum. That means it will increase in compound manner, 16% per annum in compound manner. If the present population is 4 lakh 3,680, then what was the population 2 years ago? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, what was the population? X was the population 2 years ago. And it increases at 16%. So after 2 years, it has become 4 lakh 3,680. Understood? 2 years ago, they are asking. 2 years ago, it was X. Then it increased in compound manner, 16%. So X into 1.16 to the power 2 is equals to 4 lakh 3,680. So what is X? 1.16 to the power 2 divided into 40, not 40, 40,3680. So it was 3 lakhs. It was 3 lakhs. So 2 years back, it was 3 lakhs. Okay. Let's solve the last question. The cell of bacteria doubles in every 30 minutes. A scientist begins with a single cell. How many cells will be there after 12 hours? It doubles in every 30 minutes. That means it will become 4 times in every hour. In every hour, it will become 4 times. Look, this question is based on simple interest only, or it could be your basic aptitude. The cell of a bacteria doubles in every minute, every 30 minutes. So if it was X initially, then the cell of bacteria doubles in every 30 minutes. So let's just say we started with 1. We will start with 1. After every 30 minutes, it will be twice. After every 30 minutes, it will be 2 to the power 2. Every 30 minutes, we are doing 30 minutes, it will be 2 to the power 2. After 30 minutes, it will be 2 to the power 3. After next 30 minutes, it would be 2 to the power 4. Right? So in this manner, it is increased. So after 12 hours, what it will be? 2 to the power 24. That's it. Or you can say it doubles in every 30 minutes. What do you understand by that? It doubles in every 30 minutes. What is the interest rate? If it is doubling, what is the interest rate for every 30 minutes? 100%. Say yes or no. 100% is the interest rate. Interest rate is 100%. Is equals to 100%, because it is doubling in every 30 minutes. Per 30 minute. Per 30 minute. Interest rate is 100% per 30 minutes. And how much minutes are you having? How much minutes are you having? 12 hours into 60 minutes. 720 minutes you are having. That means 24 times. It will go till 24 times. So initial you are having one bacteria only. Then 1 plus 100% of rate. Per 30 minutes it was increasing from 30 to 720. You will have to multiply 24. So basically 24 laps you will be having. So power 24. We decide like 50% per annum. Then we take it for 12 years. Then what do? 1 plus 50 by 100 to the power 12. 8% per annum for 3 years. What do? 1 plus 8 by 100 to the power 3. So per annum, that means it is defined for 1 year. For 1 to 3 years, you have to put power 3. So from 30 minutes to 720 you are going. So you will have to put power 24. So what you will get? 2 to the power 24. This could be the other method. So why I picked this question here? To give you the feel of interest. Okay, so I hope you are comfortable with this chapter now, and every single thing that is coming in front of you, you will be able to solve. So from percentage, profit loss and compound interest, I feel at least one question will be coming. From these 3 chapters, from anywhere, one question will be coming. Compound interest, it can come either from compound interest or direct percentage or from profit loss. So from anywhere it can come. Okay, and I hope you are comfortable now. Okay, thank you. And please do consider liking the video and all these things. Okay, thank you. Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to study about the Venn diagrams and set theory. Okay, so basics of set theory will also be covered, and most of the questions are asked from Venn diagram only. Like 100% of the questions are asked from Venn diagram only. No questions from set theory is asked. So Venn diagram is important, so that we are going to cover here. So let's just say there are 2 sets A and B. What do you mean by set? Set is the collection of different things. It can be numbers as well, it can be anything. We will play with the numbers. So in set A, these are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5. And set B, there are 3, 5, 7, 8, 12 number. Then we are representing these 2 sets like this. Okay, set A and set B. By circles we are representing. And if I say NA, what does that mean? NA means number of elements in A. So what are the number of elements in A? That are 4. Number of elements in A, that are 4. And what are the number of elements in B? Number of elements in B are 5. So NA is 4 and B is 5. Now in A there is 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, and B there is 3, 5, 7, 8, 12. So 3 and 5 are common in both of them. Say yes or no. 3 and 5 are common, and this is the common part of A and B. So here I will write 3 and 5, and 1 and 2 are only in A. What about B? 3 and 5 are common, 7, 8, 12 are here. Say yes or no, right? And if I say A union B, if I do A union B, that means all the numbers which are coming here, this term is known as union. What is this? Union. A union B. So all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 12. A union B. And if I say A intersection B, what does that mean? I will only take the common one, that is 3 and 5. I will take 3 and 5. Okay. Let's draw some Venn diagrams. If I am saying A union B, what does that mean? That all the numbers A union B, and all the numbers, everyone will come one time only. It's not that you will write 3 and 5 twice here. No, only one time. So A union B, all the numbers that are coming here, right? And if I am saying A intersection B, that means only the common part. This is the A intersection B. If I say only A, what do you understand by only A? This is A, this is A, this is also A, this is also A. But this part will not come in only A, because this part is common in B as well. So only A means only this much of part. Only A. So if I draw it here, so this will be only A. And what about only B? This will be only B. Both A and B. So which part is having both A and B? Like, see this very, very carefully. Which part is having both A and B? Only this part. Both A and B doesn't mean the complete one. Both A and B. This part doesn't come under both A and B. If this number is there, that is only there in A only. It's not in both A and B. So which numbers are there in both A and B? These are this one. So both A and B can be written as A intersection B. So this is known as intersection. This is union, this is intersection. Okay. So this part is known as intersection. So whenever there is a sense of and, always intersection will come. And whenever there is a sense of or, then union will come. A or B. That means all the element which is either in A or in B. That means one is there in A, 2 is there in A, 3 is there in both of them, 7 is there in B, 8 is there in B, 12 is there in B, 5 is there in both of them. So any number, whichever the number are present, any number A or B, or will give the sense of union. A or B, are you getting this point? Let's just say if I say bring me a tea or a coffee. So if you are bringing the tea, then also it is fine. If you are bringing the coffee as well, then it is also fine. Are you getting this point? And if I say bring me tea and coffee, now if you bring only tea, then it is not fine. If you bring only coffee, then it is not fine. You have to bring both of them. So that's why the sense of both of them is this one, intersection. And if I am saying tea or coffee, then you can bring tea as well, you can bring coffee as well, or you can bring both as well, right? If I am saying bring me tea or coffee, then you can bring tea, you can bring coffee, or you can bring both of them. So this is the sense of union. Well and good. Very basic things are there. Let's see some formula. So if I am writing down the number of how many elements are there in A union B. So what I do, first I put NA. So in NA what all numbers are coming? This number is coming and this number is coming. Then I put NB plus NB. So NB what numbers are coming? This number is coming and this number again is coming, right? So this common part is added twice. But in A union B, it will be added only once. I told you all the elements will come once only. If I do NA plus NB, then this part is added twice. So you have to eradicate one part. So minus NA intersection B. So I have to eradicate one. So this will be gone. So now in NA plus NB, it was added twice. So that now I had to eradicate one. So I will subtract it. I will subtract A intersection B. So this is the formula which we are not going to mug up. We can simply derive it anytime we need it, right? Because this is not a tough thing to mug up, right? NA plus NB, and when we solve the problems, we will just draw the Venn diagrams and we will never remember any formula. What about A? Now there are 3 events. There were 2 events, now there are 3 events. So let me write those events. A is equals to 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. B is equals to 7, 8, 9, 12, 16. C is equals to 5, 7, 8, 9, 17, 19. So let's see the things. The part which is common in all, A, B, C. This is the part which is common in all. So what all are those numbers? 7, 8, 7, 8 and 7, 8. So here 7 and 8 will come. Which is only there in A, 1, 2, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2 and 4 only. 5 is common in both A and C. 5 is common in both A and C. It cannot come here. Because if it is coming here, it is saying that it is common with B as well. But it is not common with B. So it is common between A and C only. So 5 will come here. Right? So 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Here 7, 8 is there. 9 is also common between B and C. So 9 will come here. Then 12 and 16 are not common anywhere. So 12 and 16. And what about C? 5 is here, 7 is here, 8 is here, 9 is here. And 17 and 19 are not common anywhere. So they will come here. So this is the diagram. Now what does this show? A intersection B intersection C. This one is the common of all. So we will show them one by one. So if I talk about only A, then it will be this one, right? If I talk about only B, then this will be this one, only B. If I talk about only C, then this will be this one. If I talk about A and B and C, and sense of and, that means all should be coming, that means this one. If I talk about A intersection B, then complete part will come. A intersection B, then complete part will come. Now if I say only A intersection B, C part should not come. So this part would come. So you should know in which part which number we will put. And between A and B there was nothing common. Between A and B. Between A, B, C there was this common. There was nothing that was common between only A and B. So I could have done this thing here. I could have put 1 here. So if I put 1 here, that means 1 is common in both A and B. So 1 will come here. What do I mean to say? That 1 is common in both A and B. It is not there in C. So I am not going to put in the part of C, only in A and B. So this much is clear, I guess. Now we will solve the problem. Now it will be more clear to you. Let's see some formulas. So there is a very important formula for this one. What will be the formula of N A union B union C? A union B union C. What does that mean? Everything will come. This, everything will come. But only once. You have to make sure it comes only once. So how will I write the formula? First I write NA. So if I am writing NA, that means I am including this as well, this as well, this as well, and this as well. All the sections that are there, I am including all. Then I write NB. If I write NB, that means I am including this as well, this as well, this as well, and this as well. Then I write NC. If I write NC, NB, NA, NC. If I write NC, then I am including this one as well, this one as well, this one as well, and this one as well. This will be your NC. Now, these parts are added twice. These parts are added twice. And I do not want that. So, at least I have to eradicate them. So, what I do minus NA intersection B. I want them only once. I want them only once. So, if I do minus A intersection B, that means in A intersection B, what will be gone? This will be gone and this will be gone. Right? Both of them will be gone once. Now, if I do minus N B intersection C, B intersection C, this is the B intersection C part. This is the B intersection C part. So, this will be gone and this will be gone again. So, B intersection C. Now, if I do C intersection A, if I do C intersection A, so if I do C intersection A, so what is C intersection A? This is the part of C intersection A. So, this will be gone. In C intersection A, this will be gone and this will again be gone. So, now till now you have written this much. So, in this much you have all these parts but not this one. Because you eradicated them thrice, so this went off completely. This one went off completely. Look, if you directly write it down the expression, then it will be very tough. So the best technique I use is the tick mark. So I put the tick marks. Okay, NA means I have NA, NB means I have all these parts, NC means I have all these parts. Then I eradicate them, whatever that I don't need. So now when I eradicate them, I go to know that I have completely eradicated this part. So I need this part, so I will add it up. Plus NA intersection B intersection C. So this formula is sometimes very tough to, not very tough, sometimes it is tough to remember because people get confused that what will come. Like some people say that, some people will think that negative will come here, some people will think that positive will come here. So you can do this in the examination, that NA plus NB plus NC, and based on the given question, you will be eventually doing it. So let's see the problems now. So this is the problem given. Hindi, English. In examination, 50% student passed in Hindi, and how many passed in this number I cannot see. Okay, I have to pause the video, then I will see. Yeah, so this number was 60. So in an examination, 50% student passed in English, 60% passed in Hindi, and 20% passed in both. So let's draw the Venn diagram first. If these kind of questions we see, our first target would be to draw the Venn diagrams. Hindi and English. English and Hindi. Now, what do I do in these kind of questions? I always try to find which is in common. What is in the common? 20% of the student passed in both. That means 20% is coming here. These guys passed in both Hindi and English. These guys passed in both Hindi and English. Now, what they are saying, 50% of the student passed in English. So this part completely is 50%. 20% is already coming. 20% is already coming. So the student who passed only in English are 30%. Say yes or no. This total is 50%. So 20% are already in common. So this will be 30%. Only English part. And 60% passed in Hindi. That means this part will be 40%. This part will be 40%. So if there were 100% of the students, if there were total 100% of the students, then 30 plus 20 plus 40, only 90% of the student passed. So this A union B combined, this is only 90%. 10% of the student would be here, those who failed the examination. Let's see what they are asking now. A, what they are asking, how many of them passed only in English? How many of them passed only in English? 30%. Say yes or no. Because 20% passed in both. Okay, and they are saying 50% passed in English. That means 20% passed in both, so 30% passed only in English. How many of them passed only in Hindi? 40%. How many of them passed at least one subject? At least one subject. What do you understand by at least one subject? That if you are passing Hindi, then also it is fine. If you are passing English, then also it is fine. If you are passing both, then also it is fine. At least one subject. That means this guy will also come, this guy will also come, and this guy will also come. So that is equals to 30 plus 20 plus 40, 90%. What does the D says? How many of them passed exactly one subject? Exactly one subject. So exactly one subject, that means if you are passing Hindi, this is also good. If you are passing English, this is also good. If you are passing both, is that good? No. And if you are failing both, is that good? No. So only exactly one subject, that means 30% plus this 40%, 70%. Right? How many of them failed both? Failed both, that means these guys failed both. This guy at least passed one, this guy at least passed Hindi, this guy passed both, but these guys failed both. So that is 10%. So this is how you solve the problem of a Venn diagram. Okay, without applying any formula. Let's solve the next question now. Let's solve this one. So what they are saying, 50% of the student passed in Hindi, 60% passed in math. So we will solve it by two methods. Let's see the method one. So what we are going to do, you can solve it by any method. I just want to give you the approach. So I will solve by two method. So Hindi and maths I can see. So first I will draw the Venn diagram. Hindi and maths I can see. Hindi and maths. What they are saying, 50% passed in Hindi and 60% passed in math. I will always look for common. So in common, what they are saying, 240 passed in both, but they are not giving the percentage. Here I am having the percentage and here I am having the numbers. So better I should assume that X% of the students are there who passed in both. X% of the students are there who passed in both. So 50% passed in Hindi. That means here it should be 50 minus X. Let's just say 10% of the students were there who passed in both. That means 40% of the students passed only in Hindi. Are you getting this point? So I am saying X% of the students are there who passed in both Hindi and mathematics. That means 50 minus X% of the students are there who passed only in Hindi. And 60% of the students are there who passed in complete maths. And X are those who passed in both. That means it should be 60 minus X. Say yes or no. Right? Now what they are saying, 30% students failed in both. That means they will not come here, they will come here. 30% of the students failed in both. 30% of the students failed in both. So what will come, what this is? This is 70%, right? 70% of the student. So 50 minus X plus 60 minus X is equals to 70. So X is equals to 40. So there are 40% of the students who passed in both of the examination. Only 40% of the students are there who passed in both of the examination, right? So let's draw it again on the next page where we can write down the datas. What are the data? That 40% of the students are there who passed in both of the examination. 40%. 60% of the students passed in math. That means 40 are in both, so 20 would be this one. And 10% would be those who passed only in Hindi. That's it. Now what they are saying, 240 students passed in both. So out of 100% students, only 40% student passed in both. So if there were X students, so only 40% of that passed in both, right? And that is equals to 240. This is the answer of A. If there was X student, 40% of that passed in both. That means X is 600 students. So there were 600 students, 40% of that means 240 students passed in both. So this is the answer. Total students was 600. Number of students who passed in at least one exam. At least one exam means what will come? At least one exam means all these that are coming here. That at least one means you can pass only in Hindi or only in maths or in both. So all the 70%. So 70%. And they will be asking the number of students. So 70% of 600. 70% of 600. That would be 420. Right? Let's solve the question 2 now. Sorry, not question 2. Let's solve it with the method 2. So in method 2, what I am going to do? I will draw the same Venn diagram, but for the failed student, I will draw now. for the failed student. Here I am drawing for the failed student. Hindi failed and English, not English, maths failed. Hindi failed and maths failed. Hindi failed and maths failed. Here they are saying 30% failed in both. So I can see the common one that 30% are there who failed in both. Okay. And what they are saying, 50% passed in Hindi. That means if 50% passed, in Hindi, what does that mean? That 50% failed, right? If 50% of the student passed in Hindi, that means 50% of the student failed in Hindi. So 50% failed in Hindi, that means this will be 20%. Now 60% passed in maths. 60% passed in maths. That means 40% failed in maths, right? 40% failed in maths. Say yes or no. So 30% failed here, so this would be 10%. Are you agreeing to my point? And what all are these? 30 plus 20 plus 10, that means 60%. So these are 60%. So there are 60% of the students who failed in at least one subject. They either failed in maths, or they failed in Hindi, or they failed in both. 60% of the students are there who failed in at least one subject. Who failed in at least one subject. So from here, what do you understand? Those who are out, those who are here, what are those? Those are the guys who passed in both. That means 40% of the guys are there who passed in both. Actually, this is tougher to understand. This was easier for us, but I am just giving you the approach. Who knows, some guys start approaching in this manner and then you get confused in the examination. So you should have all the approach. That means 40% passed in both, right? And now with the given data you can find the answers. So 40% of the same calculation we are going to do here. So what they are saying, that 240 guys are there who passed in both. So x of 40% of x, that is 240. That means x is 600. So 600 guys are there who passed in both. Secondly, what they are saying, secondly, number of students who passed in at least one exam. Number of students who passed in at least one exam. So there are 30% of the guys who failed in both. 30% failed in both. That means 70% of the students are there who at least passed in one examination. Look, this guy failed in only one. This guy also failed in only one. These guys are there who failed in both. So at least 70% of the students are there who passed in at least one examination. So 70% of the students are there who at least passed in one examination. So this would be 422. So this is the answer. Okay. So this way you can approach your problem. Let's see this one. 90 students read Hindi, 75 read maths, 85 read Hindi, maths and English. I can see 3 subjects there: Hindi, maths and English. Okay. So I will draw the Venn diagram where 3 subjects will be coming. And first I will try to find the common one: Hindi, English and maths. So 18 read all the subjects. 18 students are there who read all the subjects. So this is the 18. Now let's check out. More common we will find. 25 students are there who study both English and mathematics. 25 English and mathematics. This is English and mathematics. 25 students are there. That means this will be 7. This part will be 7. This common part is 25. This common part is 25. So at least this common part is 25. That means this will be 7, right? Because in Hindi and English there are English and mathematics there are 25 students. So 18 are there in all. So this will be 7, right? 35 read Hindi and English. 35 read Hindi and English. It is 35. So this would be 35 minus 18. What that would be? 17. For Hindi and English there are 35 students, right? What next they are asking? For Hindi and mathematics they would say Hindi and mathematics 36 students are there. Hindi and mathematics 36 students are there. That means this would be 18 because these two combined are 36. Hindi and mathematics. Now they are saying 90 students read Hindi. 90 students read Hindi. So all this combined is 90. All this combined is 90. So 18 plus 18 plus 18 is already there. 18 3 ja 54. That means 53 is already there. So this would be 37. Right? 53 plus 37, 90. 75 read maths. 75 read maths. 75. Is 36 plus 7 will be 43. 18 plus 18, 36. 36 plus 7 will be 43. And total students are 75. 75 minus 43, that would be 2 and 3, 32. So this will be 32. Okay. And what they are saying? 58 read English. 58 read English. So this will be, so then math is 35 plus 7, 42. 42 guys are there and 58 read English. So this would be 16. So 16 are there who read only English. Okay, let me check the calculation now. Yeah, so everything is correct now. So find the number of students who read at most 2 subject. At most 2 subject. What do you understand by that? At most 2 subject. Then that means you can read 0 subjects, or you can read 1 subject, or you can read 2 subjects. You cannot read 3 subjects. Did you understand this point? What you can read? You can read 1, you can read 0, 1 or 2. I am saying bring me at most 2 vegetables. Then you can bring 0 as well, you can bring 1 as well, you can bring 2 as well. At most means ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, अधिक से अधिक 2 ही लेके आनी है. You need to bring at max 2. So 37 can come. Everything can come, just 18 cannot come. That's it. 37 plus 17 plus 16 plus 18 plus 7 plus 32. So these guys are reading 3. This should not come. So at most 2 they are asking. So all these can come. Okay. So you can calculate it. I will better use a calculator rather than believing on my calculation, because I do a lot of calculation error. So 37 plus 17 plus 16 plus 18 plus 7 plus 32, that would be 127. What is the next thing they are asking? At least 2 subjects. They are saying at least 2 subjects. So if I am saying bring me at least 2 vegetables, then you can bring 2 as well, you can bring 3 as well. So 2 and 3 all will be combined. So all these will be coming. These guys are reading only 1. So these should not be coming. Okay, those who are reading only 1, those should not be coming. So these will be coming who are reading at least 2, or 3 will also work. So 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 17 plus 7. So this I can do on my own. 54 plus 6, 60. This will be 60. Right? Now in the last, what they are asking? No, okay. Only 1 subject. So only 1 subject, these guys will come. Right? 37 plus 16 plus 32. 37 plus 16 plus 32. So 48 plus 37. 48 plus 37. 85. This will be 85. And in the last, what they are asking? Total number of students. So total number of students. So 127 plus 18. Total number of students are 127 plus 18. So this is 127. Here I did not add 18. So 127 plus 18. 18, that is 145. The total number of students are 145. That's it. So this is the answer. Okay. So in this manner you can solve. Now let's solve this problem. What they are asking here, they are saying draw proper Venn diagram. That's it. They are saying draw proper Venn diagram. Actually, when I saw this question, there were different things asked. But if you draw the Venn diagram, you are able to solve any problem that is coming in front of you. That is simple mathematics. You just need to draw the Venn diagram. So here we are going to draw the Venn diagram only. So in a group of 500 students, 20% like only tea, 30% like only coffee, 5% here you can see tea, coffee, milk and curd. So you will think that there will be a Venn diagram of 4. But hold on to the question. Let's read it completely, then we will see. So first what do I see? That between tea and coffee there is a relation, I guess. Tea and coffee. So 10% like only tea and coffee. 10% like only tea and coffee. And rest like only curd. So there is relation between tea and coffee. So certainly there will be intersection between tea and coffee. Between tea and coffee, there will be certainly an intersection. So tea and coffee if I am making. So there will be certainly an intersection. 20% like only tea. 20% like only tea. And 30% like only coffee. Only coffee. And here I can see 10% like only tea and coffee. Only tea and coffee. 10% like only tea and coffee. Okay. Now what else I can see? 5% like only milk and curd. So between milk and curd also there is a relation. So this also I will make. Milk and curd. Milk and curd. So what is that? That 5% only milk and curd. Only milk and curd. Milk and curd. Like milk and curd only 5%. 25% like milk only. That means this guy will be 25%. 25% like, oh sorry. 25% like milk only. Milk only 25%. That means this will be 25%. And rest all the people are there who likes only curd. So this many guys will be only curd. Okay. So you have to draw the proper Venn diagram. So what are these? These are 60%. And these two are 30%. So 60 plus 30, 90. So there are 10% guys who like only curd. That's it. Now they can ask you any question from this one. That find the number of guys who likes which one, what they can ask anything. You have drawn the proper Venn diagram now, right? 20%, 10%, 30%, 25%, 5% and 10%. So there are 15% of guys who like curd and 10% of the guys who like only curd. There are 30% of the 30% of the guys who like milk, but 25% of the guys who like only milk. There are 40% of the guys who like coffee, but 30% of the guys who like only coffee. There are 30% of the guys who like tea, but 20% of the guys like only tea. That's it. Okay. So in this way you can proceed. And how many percentage are there who like either tea or coffee? Either tea or coffee. So they can like tea as well or they can like coffee as well. Either tea or coffee, that means 60%. Either milk or curd, 40%. These kind of things they can ask. So whenever you get confused, just take an example that what I would have done in that stage. That if they are asking at least 2, at least 3, that means at least 2. Okay, what I would have done if I was asked to bring at least 2 vegetable, that means I could have bring 0, 1, 2 anything. So in that manner you will not get confused. Now here also they are asking you to draw the proper Venn diagram. So there are 200 clients, 115 read Indian Express, Hindu and Times of India. Okay, what I am being asked, Indian Express, Hindu and Times of India. So what I will do, I will again draw a proper Venn diagram. This is my task again. Generally for 3 there will be certainly an intersection. So generally I draw it in this manner only, that I will show intersection already. So first I will try to find the common part. Where do I get the common part? 30 clients read none. This is what I get. I get 30 clients read none. That means total clients are 200. Total is 200. Total clients are 200. So 30 read none. That means this combined will give me 170. This combined will give me 170. Say yes or no? Because 30 read none. 30 will come here. This 30 guy will come here. I'm going to write only for Indian Express, Times of India and Hindu. So 30 guys read none. So 30 will come here and rest 170 I will get from here. I am not getting this one, this middle one I am not getting. Here I do not see which read all. I do not see that. Find the number of people which read all. That is not there. So there are, let's find another common one. So what we can see, there are 95 that read both times of sorry, the Hindu and Times of India. There are 95 Times of India and the Hindu. So these are 95 guys. So this would be 95 minus x, right? These total are 95 guys. Indian Express and the Hindu, 75 guys are there. So this would be 75 minus x. And then what they are asking, 85 guys, Times of India and Indian Express, 85 guys. So this would be 85 minus x, right? Now they are saying 115 guys are there who read Indian Express, 115 for Indian Express. So if I say only Y guys are there who read only Indian Express, I need to write for the only Indian Express. So Y plus 75 minus x plus 85 minus x is equals to 115. Do you agree to my point? Right? So this x and x is getting cancelled. So 75 plus 85, what that would be? 160. So y minus x is equals to minus 45. So y is equals to x minus 45. So this is x minus 45. This we are getting as x minus 45. Right, because this will be getting added. So 160 minus 45, that would be 115. So this is x minus 45. Now there are 110 guys who read Hindu. So this complete is 110. So what this would be? So these two are getting 170. So x minus 70 it would be, x minus 60 it would be. The Hindu will be x minus 60. If you add x minus 60 plus 75 minus x plus 95 minus x. How did I write it directly? Because I know there is minus 2x coming and plus 1x is here. So I need to eradicate the x because I need this number to be 110. So x should be eradicated. So x should be coming here. So x minus, now these two number combined is giving me, how much it is giving me? 170. But I need that to be 110. So minus 60 should be coming. This is how I did it. Now here what I will do, x again will come because this x needs to be eradicated. Now this combined is 130. So 95 plus 85, what it is giving me? 95 plus 85, 180 it is giving me. But it should be 130. That means 50 should be eradicated. 50 should be subtracted. Right? From 180, if I subtract 150, then what will I get? 130. So this is the Venn diagram, but I need to find the value of x. So how will I find the value of x? So all these of combined are equals to 170. Basically, this number is x minus 45 plus 75 minus x plus 85 minus x plus 95 minus x plus x minus 60 and plus x minus 50 is equals to 170. I know one thing, x minus 45 plus 75 minus x plus 85 minus x. These numbers are combined is giving me the total number of Indian Express, that is 115. So I can directly write this as 115 plus this x and this x is getting cancelled. 65, sorry, am I missing anything? No, 95 minus x plus x minus 60. So this and this is getting cancelled. 95 minus 60 will give me 35 and plus x minus 50 is equals to 170. We are applying no formula here, no formula at all. So minus 15, x is equals to 70. X equals to 70 we are getting. Is that correct? So it would give me 140 minus 15, 90. 90 plus, wait a second, I guess there is something wrong. 55, 55, yeah, it feels correct. So x is 70. X is 70. Yeah. So this common is 70 now. This common part is 70. So let's do the complete, let's draw the complete Venn diagram again. So if I draw the proper Venn diagram, so this x is 70. This will be 5. This will be 15. This will be 5, 25. This will be 20. this will be 35, not 35, 25, and this will be 10. There are 110 guys who read complete Hindu. There are Indian Express guys are 90 plus 25, 115, and there are Times of India guys are Times of India is 90, 110, 130, 130. Okay, so this stands true. So this is the final Venn diagram. So these kind of questions will be coming. There can be more questions which will be solved in GATE PYQs. We have solved those questions in GATE PYQs. So these are based on these kind of problems only. So always you need to find the common one, and based on that you need to decide. That's it. Now they can ask any kind of question from this Venn diagram and you know everything. Okay, so that's it. You don't need to worry about Venn diagram much. You will be able to solve every single question. That's my short guarantee. Okay then, thank you very much.